Man, I know I'm gonna make a few people mad. I'm gonna make a few people uncomfortable what I'm about to say and what I believe. But I have believed this from the beginning. I believe Tory Lanez did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion. And now, which the evidence was shaky from the jump. I just feel like with her testimony, her getting on the stand saying he did do it, I believe they was gonna rock with that. Cause you ain't never seen a victim ever get up there and say, this guy shot me, and the other person don't get convicted. You know what I'm saying? That's the eyewitness, that's the main witness. But I have always felt like the trial and everything, the evidence and everything was a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? So now, the woman that Tory was messing with, Megan friend, I can't remember her name right now, but her bodyguard was riding with her and overheard her saying that she was the one that shot the gun and Tory didn't do it. So now the bodyguard, the woman bodyguard, then came out and said that he can't hold it in no more. He can't let an innocent man sit in prison and do this time when he didn't have nothing to do with that and he didn't pull the trigger on the gun. And then Tory ended up getting stabbed over 14 times, you know what I'm saying, in the situation. He ended up getting hit 14 times. God could have lost his life, 2 collapsed lungs. So me, you know what I'm saying, with them bringing up the evidence saying, because when it happened, they said that a witness seen 2 women getting into it and 2 guys trying to stop the fight, you know, with them 2 fighting. And now, if you just use your common sense, okay, I'm gonna use my common sense. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion friend, she was messing around with Tory. She ended up getting COVID. So while she was away with COVID, Megan started messing around with Tory. Okay, they started messing around. So then they go to Kylie Jenner's house. They over there at that little swim party, whatever, supposedly whatever they're doing. They at the swimming pool. Everybody's drinking. They said Megan ended up getting drunk. She ended up getting drunk and jealous because Tory over there fighting, flirting with Kylie. And she ended up getting in the car and leaving. So then she turns around. She leaves Tory there with Kylie. So then she turns around and comes back to come back to the mansion and come get Tory. So I guess supposedly they arguing in the car. So put yourself in that position. I'm gonna put myself in that position. I'm hitting the one girl, then I'm hitting Megan, and then I'm trying to hit Kylie. But then I go get in the car and I'm so angry that I pull out a gun that ain't my gun. They said that was the other girl's gun. So I pull out the gun, tell Megan Thee Stallion to dance beat, and start firing the gun at her feet. That don't even seem, that seems like the most crazy story you can ever say. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I got to be angry about? I'm hitting all the women and I'm trying to hit the other women. To me, it would sound like the 2 women would be more angry at each other because I'm hitting one of them. And then she went behind my back and started messing with the man I was messing around with when I ended up getting sick. So it would seem like the 2 women would be more mad at each other than I would be mad. What am I mad for? And yeah, the woman name is Kelsey. But why would I be mad at any of them? I'll be in a good mood. I'm hitting this woman, and I'm trying to hit that woman. So why am I so angry that I would be the one hopping in the car, grabbing a gun, and firing it at a woman? That didn't make no sense from the jump. Then when they said forensics with the gun, his fingerprints or nothing wasn't on the gun. Like what they? I'm telling you, they charged him and they convicted him on Megan Thee Stallion testimony. You know what I'm saying? They convict the guy on Megan Stallion testimony. Her getting up on the stand, crying. Because you know, a lot of times when you start seeing them tears, you gonna believe it. Like when you run out of excuses and when you run out of things to say, then you run to the tears. Just kind of like a Cassie situation. When you start seeing them tears roll, you feel bad for not believing them. So you gonna rock with them. And that's what she did. With her getting up there pointing the finger at Tory, you can't do nothing but convict the guy. So I'm watching a video with Jason Lee, the guy that got that Hollywood, is it Hollywood Unlocked? He used to be on that show, but now it's a different show. But he's reading the text messages that him and Tory Lanez had back and forth, with Tory saying what happened. And he was asking, well, why you just didn't say that? Why you just didn't say what happened? And he gave his explanation saying he didn't want to, you know, send a woman to jail. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to send a woman to jail, be away from her kids. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, he got criticized for what he did to a black woman, but he said the whole time he was trying to save 2 black women. Like he ended up.
Then we started to text message each other. I said, how are you? How you been? He said, incredible, in very high spirits and preparing to physically come home this year. I said, when? I need to come in there and get an interview, LOL. He said, I can't say exact days, but I know I'll be home this year. I said, how long you been gone? I'm so confused by your case. He said, actually, I have a crazy plan when I get back that I think you should know and be a part of, because I'm only going to do 1 interview. And he said he's been gone 2.5 years. I said, I want to be a part of that plan. He said, it's honestly a bunch of suppressed evidence that was kept away from me during trial. I said, Wack told me that, but didn't say what. He said, like, through trial, they keep saying it was inconclusive on the gun DNA, but I always knew I never touched the gun, so I asked my lawyer to retest it, and sure enough, I was 102% excluded completely from everything, just like I said. I said, well, why didn't you just say who did it? Doing time for something you ain't do. He said, I took the rap for Kelsey, never wanted her to go to jail, and I never wanted Megan to get hurt or anything. So in me stopping her from getting shot, I got the raw deal. Crazy how life works. And to think they made me the poster boy for the unprotection of black women, when in all honesty, I protected 2 black women, 1 from getting shot and 1 from going to jail. Never said nothing in 8 to 10 years for them to live. It's a crazy, crazy place we live in. I said, but why you ain't just say that? When I got shot, I told. And he said, I lost my mother at 11 years old. I couldn't sleep with myself. I was the reason for taking a mother away from her kid. I just couldn't do it. Tory Lanez.
He's better than
one of the black. I don't know how Kelsey ended up getting immunity, where she can just get up there, and how she was acting at trial. You could tell something was up. And Tory was just like, I'm not telling nobody. I'm just gonna go through with the trial and see what ended up happening. He ended up getting the bad end of the stick. That's just how I feel about the situation, because if you just use your common sense, the situation don't make sense. He's not messing around with 2 women and then trying to hit the other women, and he hop in the car mad where he want to fire a gun at Megan Thee Stallion or anything. I don't know why would he want to shoot a gun at anybody. I would be riding away feeling like a Big Mac. I'm hitting celebrities. I'm feeling good. I'm Tory Lanez, you know what I'm saying? And she was saying that he told her to dance and pointed the gun at her feet like we watching a Harlem Nights movie. So I never really believed the situation. I believe when a woman let them tears roll, you're gonna be convicted. But now you see a lot of celebrities coming out with this, you know, they posting a link to pardon Tory Lanez. It's a lot of people coming out. And that's why I feel like a lot of celebrities didn't speak on it at the time, because they didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And they say Megan Thee Stallion got a history of messing around with her friends, mans and stuff like that. She got a history of that, you know what I'm saying, of doing things like that. And she was so quick to play the victim. You had to ride with her, because if you didn't ride with her and you didn't believe what she was saying, you're gonna seem like a person that just don't protect women. And that's always the situation you get put on if you don't believe them. When the tears start rolling off the muscle, you got to believe what happened. And I never believed it from the jump. I just used my common sense, and it didn't make no sense for him to do that. You know what I'm saying? So now they Tory lawyer, it's not his lawyer. It's a group of lawyers that be trying to get people free, getting them pardoned, and they coming out speaking on his behalf on what the bodyguard said. And they trying to get him pardoned, see if they can get him out of jail. Because if he didn't do it, the guy don't need to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what we need to start doing, we need to start holding people accountable for making false accusations. Look, even if Megan Thee Stallion was shot, whoever shot her need to go to jail. But if it wasn't Tory, he don't need to go to jail just because she ended up getting shot. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't do it. Like, it kind of looked like somebody's got to go to jail. Send Tory to jail. That's how it looked like, you know what I'm saying? And to grant her full immunity and to only run blood work and DNA work on Tory when you got 4 people in the vehicle don't make no sense. She got granted immunity so quick. Like, why would you grant her that? You should want to see if she's a suspect, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember that when it happened, they say Megan didn't want to say nothing on why she got shot, so she agreed with stepping on glass. But the reason she say she did that, because she was trying to protect the black man, because so many people was getting murdered. A lot of these dirty police was killing unarmed black men at the time, and she didn't want to put Tory in a situation where that would happen to him. But then weeks later, or however long later, you end up throwing him under the bus, where now you really trying to hang him while you want to protect black men, but now all of a sudden this guy's sitting in prison for something he probably didn't even do. And now Megan is commenting on everything, it seems like she's guilty. Because why is she steady going back? In a statement she put out, she started talking about stop Tory. Like, this woman had put a restraining order on Tory Lanez, and she's making a statement telling him to stop. And we haven't heard Tory say anything. This guy sitting in prison getting stabbed up, probably for something he didn't even do. And she's still playing the victim. That's what I don't like, man. I believe if a person is wrong, you're wrong. If the guy didn't do it, the guy shouldn't be sitting in prison getting stabbed up, could have lost his life on somebody, putting a jacket on somebody on something they didn't even do. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Things got to make sense to me for me to agree with it. And how they brought up how everything happened, it just don't seem believable to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't never believe it. It didn't make no sense. I put myself in that position and say, okay, I'm messing around with these 2 women that's friends. What Tory's wrong at right there. But who's wrong is your friend. If your friend is messing around with somebody you messing around with, she's dirty. Why it's got to be the man that's in the wrong? You know what I'm saying? The man is in the wrong for her messing around with her friend dude. Like, that's scandalous, you know what I'm saying? Off the muscle. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I never believed it. I just looked at the evidence and I just didn't believe it. And I think Tory did a stand-up thing if he just, I don't want no woman to go to jail. I'm just going to try to beat the case. And it didn't work in his favor. Now he ended up sitting in prison getting stabbed 14 times. But if the guy didn't do it, and you got witnesses coming out saying he didn't do it, get this man out of jail, man. And people need to be held accountable for sending people to jail for something they didn't do. But you can disagree, man. That's just my opinion. I never really believed in the story on how things happen, you know what I'm saying? But you might believe different, you know what I'm saying? So like, comment, subscribe on my video, and comment and tell me how you feel about it. You might feel way different. I might be tripping. I don't know. It's just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But tell me how you feel, man. Like, comment, subscribe on Run Over Boss. I'm out.